Well, back in Croatia from our short Mostar trip. We had a great welcome. As you can see, all the paperwork. It's in Croatian, I cannot read it, but customs screwed us over with their cigarettes. So we had to pay like, I don't know, 250 euros. And good thing is, we have a bag of mussels for 4 euros. So that makes up for it a little bit. My girl can have a feast this evening. I don't eat fish from the sea. I just eat land animals, but we'll be goody. So we're heading back in Croatia, direction of Dubrovnik. We're hungry, I guess, after the waiting at customs. So let's move on. Well, we had a great welcome by our fellow collector friend Darko. He lives close by to Dubrovnik, Kupari. That's exactly where we wanted to go. We got these awesome abandoned hotels up here. We're gonna check it out, so stay tuned and follow along. Like totally abandoned resort there. In Kupari we are, right?
Yeah,
Kupari.
So every one of these rooms, every one of these fucking rooms was concussion bombed from the inside out. And then literally stripped. When people came back to their houses and saw them destroyed, they came here and said, oh fuck, I need this stone, let's start taking it, fuck. Nobody knew.
Of course.
They fucked us real good, so what are we gonna do? Doors, you know, everything. I mean, even look at the stairs, dude. How does that survive? Like, that's some badass concrete work, right?
Soviet style concrete work.
Huh?
Soviet style concrete work. You had like, what was the name? Pavlov's house?
Who?
Pavlov's house?
Who's Pablo?
Pavlov's house in Stalingrad.
Oh, right.
Concrete building from 1920. The Germans tried to destroy it for 4 months. They could not. It was a basic apartment block. On the maps, they drew a fortress. There were 6 guys in there. They destroyed like 20 fucking tanks and shit.
I just can't believe that these awnings made of concrete did not work. Look at how Mother Nature takes her shit back, eh? Easy O. Watch your head there. Watch your head.
Yeah, I got it. I'm a construction builder, so. That one, no.
No,
It's a water collector.
Oh, somebody put a ladder. Oh, you know who put this ladder?
Epic.
That fucking Mr. Beast guy.
Really?
They did that video where they pretended like they were in a lost city. Did you watch it?
No.
It's fucking terrible.
Is it?
But so they pretended like they flew them into this roof and this was a lost city. It was hilarious because it's like, you can see the cafe and it's like, it's 2 minutes from a mall.
Yeah.
And the whole time they're like, oh, well, we survived. And then there was a guy walking his dog and they're filming and they're like, it's an intruder. We're gonna get killed tonight. It was the gayest shit I ever saw in my life.
All right. So we're in some abandoned buildings, Croatia. Close to Dubrovnik. And apparently this is the big abandoned city where Mr. Beast was. Famous YouTuber. They came in with a helicopter, made a whole show out of it. I'll show you how abandoned this place is. So, this is Mr. B's, his abandoned place. Picture!
Picture!
So I guess it's Jolanda on the beach there. And this has been already for years, even before the big Mr. Beast came here. So don't believe everything you see on YouTube. Especially not that guy is making a show out of everything. But of course this place is abandoned, old hotels, damage in the wall, in the war, destroyed everything here. Pretty cool to be here in any way. It's like really cool. Alright, right now I'm in Komica.
Kupari.
Fucking hell, Komica somewhere else.
Kupari.
Cut. Right now I'm Kupari. And always looking for battle damage, of course, with a buddy here. Militaria collector, and here is a very fine example of battle damage on the beaches. And yeah, they just ravaged all the buildings here. So we're gonna have a look inside. And everything here is abandoned. Really busy with tourists. Apparently, said before, Mr. Beast did some shit here. So, highly touristic place, but still cool.
On the left here, I think, what I think, but it's hard to say, it would be the original cellars of the original building. Bring a flashlight? No.
No, I didn't bring him with me.
It's okay, you get, watch your step there. This is the original from the 20s, or maybe even earlier. What I believe, it's up for debate, is that this would be the storage for fishermen and stuff who are catching, bringing in supplies. It's still a mystery, but this is definitely the oldest part of this entire resort. Watch your step there. During World War II, this is an Italian concentration camp, but it's been scratched from history. If you go to Google, it'll be listed as an Italian concentration camp, but there will be absolutely zero information. Of course, the Italians capitulated a few years, well, no, I guess what, 8 or 9 months before war's end. So they had plenty of opportunity to pretend that they were just Boy Scouts and never did anything wrong. But this was not a good place in World War II. Ante Pavlic, I don't know if you know this, Bas, but he basically gave, well, people think that Croatia was this Ustasha place, but he actually gave Dalmatia to the Italians for about $5. But so imagine how fucking posh this would have been in 1925, right? Hanging here by the fireplace with your chick, smoking a stogie,
drinking a beer,
hanging out with Tito. So basically, when the communists took it over, they made this into a military resort for the first while, and then the families of military and good communists were allowed to come here on vacation. I think a couple weeks. They were all entitled to it. And at some point, they said, "Hey, we should make some money and let actual tourists come." So 70s, 80s, 90s, sorry, not 90s, 70s, 80s. This would be the top-notch resort. This resort, at all times of its period, was top-notch of all Europe, meaning in the 20s it was blowing people's minds. After the war, when they started building all this shit, it was blowing people's minds. Look at how blasted out that is, eh? Look at that shit.
So apparently you see all the burnings here, but according to my buddy here...
It's all fake. This is from the movie Lee, which is about the female Vogue photographer that slept in Hitler's, did a photo shoot in Hitler's bathtub in Berlin. She was the first one. If you go online, her name was What's her first name?
Very famous one.
Anyway, the movie's gonna be called Lee.
She was kind of hot.
The lady from Titanic. What's her name, Bas? Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. So apparently she ran into some financial difficulty, and she didn't want Hollywood to give her money. She wanted to do it herself, so it's been held back from release on everything. Who knows? It's politics in Hollywood too. But all this burning. I have a video of this 7 years ago. This is a fucking disaster. So on the bright side, they came in and actually cleaned this up to make it look burnt. They've even cleaned these pillars. I don't know why. But for the movie, Baz, I'll send you some pictures. They had blown out Rolls Royce. They had trucks. This whole thing looked like a French hotel. It's actually kind of cool. But again, now a couple of years, it's overgrown again.
Because this actually looked like paint.
Yeah, this is Hollywood paint, man.
Hollywood.
That's Hollywood shit right there. All of it.
Hollywood in Croatia. Who could have imagined that?
Now, I want to tell you something else too, Baz, just so you understand. This is very strange. 25 years ago here, it was a brutal war, and everybody around here my age experienced a lot of fucking trauma. But when they came to film this movie, they were blowing up bombs all night and all day for fucking like 2 weeks, and nobody gave a shit. So there's no PSTD and nobody going, oh my God, what is going on? We all need to go to the psychiatrist. Everybody was just like, they're filming a movie.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, but nowadays everybody screams when they hear, I don't know.
But I do want to show you the original sort of, you'll see the Italian influence up here. But yeah.
Besides all the pizzerias we find there.
Well, there's fountains and shit under there, but every couple of years they come and try to clean it. But this is what we call dracha. This has killed more people in Croatia than fucking guns. This fucking thing will grab you by the leg, and it will trip you, and you will fall off a cliff and die. It's the worst shit in the world. Dracha, remember that.
It's a bit like women.
It's something like that. Okay, careful up here, bud. We're gonna go up the hard way. Careful. Whoa. This roof recently collapsed. I'll show you an original picture of it. It was fucking fantastic. It was a beautiful old wooden roof that had, well, you can kind of see, you can still see there was something to see, right? And then the roof being all, what do you call those three-quarter things or whatever?
Termites.
Yeah, termites everywhere. So this was upgraded at some point. These are all just rooms for famous rich communist people.
Communism is good, as long as you're not on the bottom line. I guess that's the bottom line of communism.
Yeah. Kind of cool shot there, right?
Yeah.
So here, this is what I was telling you about over here. You'll really get the idea of the Italian influence over here.
What you see here is like the whole Hollywood shit.
Yeah, that was probably made for the
Look,
film.
because this looks old, but if you look closely, it's spray paint, and if you look on the other side, you see they built it with scratch.
Here, this is the best part. Look at this. You can really see
Oh,
the
it
Italian.
looks like Roman style.
Yeah. And again, right now it's overgrown. But you can see how fucking this would have been cutting edge in 1920s, right?
Oh yeah.
Think about it.
This would have been one of the fancy rooms. Balcony with a view. Lots of the steel removed or destroyed.
Just look at that fucking work, right?
Yep.
Now think about it, like that's like old. That's 100 years old, dude. And just sitting here rotting.
It's a shame, actually, you know, at least
Well,
in my opinion.
It is a shame, but as you pointed out to me, I wasn't sure whether Yugoslavia post-war was using asbestos, but you pointed that out to me. There's With asbestos, I know from North America, it takes like 80 years before it goes away. If you smash this all down, you have a polluted ground for 100 years. So it's just not worth it. See, that's probably what they covered that window
Exactly.
with. But you can even see the design for its period is out of control, right?
Yeah, these round things, that's unusual. And up here, I guess this is battle damage.
Yeah, that was most likely upgraded later, right?
Look, this is battle damage for sure, yeah. Up here too. People chilling.
Doe maar eens €5 geven.
€5? Op je muil, gauw.
Sorry.
Obviously, this is the VIP area. I mean, wherever there's a fireplace, you know it's the VIP area for the commies, right? So, and look at the view here would have been amazing. And yeah, commies would have sat here and just went, wow, we are good commies. We have lots of money. Tito is good for us. Tito, je nasz put. You know what that means?
No, no clue.
Tito is the way. That's what they used to say. Tito is the way.
Well, if you're friends with the guys, you probably would have thought so, but
You're good if you're on their team.
there's loads of these buildings here. It's crazy. I'd never expected this. It's almost like a video game.
This would have been torn down as an eyesore, but
Yeah.
it's become kind of a bit of a remembrance and a bit of a cultural monument in a strange way. Even though, I mean, look at the tagging and stuff, but it's kind of like one of those we'll never forget kind of things
Yeah.
in a strange way. Although, you know, it
Oh,
really should be.
it's almost
Like I
it.
said, there's talk about another major company coming to fix it, but we've heard this a million
It's
times.
almost like a touristic attraction.
In a weird way, yeah.
At least on all.
Well, you can see the millions of people on the beach certainly don't give a fuck because they're like free parking and a beach. Who cares?
And the
right?
beach.
Okay, now it's amazing that this Stairs is still standing.
Oh yeah.
I keep waiting for this one to collapse, but it never does.
Soviet concrete goes long ways.
So there's really nothing down there, but I want to take you to the cooler areas of this building.
Gotta be gentle with your steps here.
Yeah, I would. So, and I don't know if you noticed too, but even though this is a high-end resort, it's like really tiny rooms, right? It's just like the bed, really communist. Little bed, little washroom. Place to hang your shit. That's the communist way, right? You don't need more than that.
Yeah, potato lifestyle.
Yeah, they're just like happy to be here. So.
I can tell you people, walking these stairs while drinking a beer, you should only leave to professionals like me.
This is true. With a camera and a beer, yeah.
Exactly. Thankfully Jolanda is not around because she will crash her bike. Yeah, like Soviet toilet seat. Right?
So you can see some nice gazebo work over here.
Nice marble everywhere.
Marble everywhere, buddy. People were feeling it, obviously, but
This looks to be like fancy bar.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be your basically your lookout for people to see where their friends are on the beach and stuff. So every time you can walk through here and you can say wow, but if you're into architecture and you see what they did with the ceiling, it's like fucking concrete pillars on angles with fucking glass for light. I mean, nobody would do this today because it's just way too much fucking work, right?
Well, they would do it, but not this massively, you know? It's like...
Well, they would bring in prefab beams.
I've said it before in some other videos. I don't know if I'm correct, but this is again like that brute architectural design.
Yes, it's hardcore.
Yeah. Everything straight, rough, concrete, metal.
Are you hungry?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, I thought we'd come into the cafe and have a drink. Maybe a coffee. Grab a nice booth. Grab a nice booth and have a coffee and, you know, talk some communist shit. No?
That's
Look
awesome.
at the ceiling, buddy.
Oh yes. Real carpentry work this is. Like just...
Dude, this is workers trying to impress Tito with their craftsmanship. Look at that shit.
That's for sure.
You know? Let's bring in the best woodworkers from fucking Croatia, or sorry, from Yugoslavia. Wow, huh?
What a place, really.
Well, now that we've had our coffee and we're feeling a little energetic, what do you say we go to the disco and dance the night away?
Oh wait, it would have been nice if so far I've seen no discos yet during this trip. Can use a little
let's go to the disco.
I can use a little Balkan style.
Oh yeah! Woo!
Look at that. So yes, the disco. That's a high-end ceiling.
Yep. Crazy, right? Can you imagine?
I've made ceilings in the past, and I can tell you, this is not fireproof.
Dude, this is an accident right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget, everybody's dancing and smoking in here.
Yeah. Everybody smoking would still be allowed.
See, the stage was over there, right? Just imagine being in here in the 70s and being 10 years behind in music and being only allowed to hear the disco that was allowed, right?
Still dancing on the Bee Gees while we were, you know.
Yeah, it's true. So this building is called Hotel Gorichina. It's kind of a cool shot, right?
I'm just filming Darko now. I'm just filming you. Keep on walking.
Well, I just want to show you one more thing. The sun's in that spot for photos. So 163 Brigade HAV, that's the 1st Dubrovnik Battalion, very first one. So these guys are basically wearing whatever the fuck they can find. Half of them don't have helmets. Half of them are just getting
Locals.
German 58s. They're wearing, somebody has one at home for some reason. They're not well armed. They're basically just
home
firing.
guards.
Yeah, they're basically firing. They were made literally that week. You know what I mean? So, anyway,
I guess they're homeland defenders.
That's a good
Simple
ending,
as
right?
that.
That's a good addition to that.
Now it was time to see one of the highlights in Dubrovnik, watching the sun go down above the sea and above the city. It's a very great view here. Oh, baby. And since Jolanda was recording the sun going down for about like 45 minutes or something, trying to get a good image from it, I just had to put this in. Keep in mind, this was 40 minutes of footage, cropped in 10 seconds. Thanks, Jolanda.
He spent the entire war in Dubrovnik, whenever there was no shooting, doing art on all the windows and the doors that were boarded up. So he was like, art has to continue even during this period. Now, sometimes they have a complete exhibition of his stuff, but he literally was doing art through the whole city while the fucking war was going on, man. Snipers, dodging snipers, everything.
It's a bit like Radio Sarajevo.
With the cello player?
I'm not sure, but I saw it when I was a kid, man. And I was they
cello
kept on
player.
making radio and making music. And
You gotta read the cello stuff of Sarajevo. Okay, this guy, in the middle of the war, he go up right in front of the snipers, and every day he'd play the cello, and he'd say, fucking shit.
crazy. Yeah. But who was it? Iron Maiden who played there?
Where?
Sarajevo?
Probably, they play split. Oh, Bruce Dickinson came and played while the war was on, yeah.
Fucking mad.
Now, keep a mental picture of these pictures, because we're going to be walking down that street tonight. It's be full of tourists, right? See this? This patch here? You can't buy this patch for $1,000. This is the original Dubrovnik. There's only like fucking 30 of them. But there's 2,000 Croatian patches. So the collecting community on that is monstrous. It's crazy.
Once again, the main target for the Federal Army guns was the Napoleonic fort on Mount Serge above Dubrovnik, the Croatian defenders' most vital position. Federal Navy ships appeared offshore to join the attack. The Grand Hotel, probably Dubrovnik's finest, ablaze. But this was just a foretaste of the destruction that was to follow as the federal forces closed in. Tuesday morning, and the attack everyone had feared, but most secretly believed could never happen. A deliberate and sustained assault on the old city. This was not a case of shells going astray, it was a calculated decision to irreparably damage a city that is in its entirety a protected monument. Some shells appeared to bounce off the 100-foot-high walls, but others crashed into the city. The Federal Army was now using Soviet-made wire-guided missiles against walls first built to keep out arrows and spears. Missiles landing in the old port set boats and buildings ablaze. Among the witnesses to the attack...
Of course, Dubrovnik is famous for a lot more than just the 90s war. You had like this Game of Thrones series, which became very famous. So we dove into the night for some drinks and food, enjoying this beautiful old city. And wake up the next morning to go on a boat ride, which was not a great success.
Ahoy! Looks so tall in that boat. What? Good luck.
So, island adventure number 2 with the little dinghy. We came all the way there from the hotel. The battery is dead empty. Good shit. So most likely we could paddle back. But we're on a pretty cool island with a dark history. So wind is setting in. Rain is coming. Right now we're on the so-called Island of Death. This is an island near Dubrovnik where important people were brought during World War II, because they assumed that these people would still be alive, that they would be Ustasha. Am I correct? These people here were killed by Croatians or
Partisans.
partisans?
When the partisans liberated
Exactly.
southern Croatia,
Yeah.
they basically rounded up everybody
They thought
who survived.
collaborator.
Because,
Yeah.
they were pegged as collaborators, but they were just trying to survive.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, these people were brought on this island by partisans who liberated the area here from German and Italian occupation. And they were all shot on this island. It was forbidden for many years to come to this island, and local people were told that if you come to this island you will have the same destination. Not many people come here because they say it gives you bad vibes. So these people here on the island were all murdered on a certain spot. We'll be heading out there soon.
I just want to show you the Austro-Hungarian fortifications. They're kind of cool, actually.
Ah, fucking hell. Yeah. It's gonna crack me up. Ah. This is the worst preparation I had ever, I think. In my Hawaii pants.
So you can see the entire west side was fortified by Austro-Hungarians. It's kind of cool. Come this
So
way.
you got like walls all around the island. And we're fucking gonna climb on the bloody fucking walls. Fuck my life, seriously. Ah. Yeah.
Well, just get a shot of them and we'll go back on the trail. Today's too risky with the wind and shit. But yeah, that's all Austro-Hungarian work.
Look, you see the wind fucking going. I can tell you, with no power on that boaty, well, we got paddles, but still. I'm gonna feel like a refugee crossing the Atlantic.
Hasn't rained for 50 days until with the boat in the water.
Yep.
Just still where we just were. There's some fishermen that operate that little spot.
Mm-hmm.
Great people to talk to about this island. Holy fuck, we sat down once.
Yeah,
and
we
talked
might
with the
need
guy.
them.
Oh, well, not today. He's not going to be stupid like us. But
Yeah.
I talked to one for a couple hours. He just blew my mind.
Yeah.
He blew my mind with his old fella.
Different way of life.
Well, just also he knew all about the island and he knew all about the massacre and he lived through it and he also, I mean, I'm sure he's gone now, but he was just, he was great information. I mean, that's the thing, man. You gotta talk to old people because they know shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna die with them, right?
True that.
So this is the building associated with the massacre on the left here. Oh, careful, man.
Yeah. It's gonna fucking kill me.
I mean, nobody knows exactly where, what, when, but this building is definitely associated with the massacre.
With the massacre.
They probably would have been held in here for a day or two or however long before
Decisions were made.
was decided.
Some dates, 1966. That's a long time ago. Oh. Oh, wow.
So this is where they were all found.
Mm-hmm.
There's your names.
Place where the people were found.
You can get a little information off that. In here you're going to have some actual pictures.
Names of the people that were murdered here.
You have doctors, you know,
Professors.
yeah, priests, nuns. So it's actually 44. 25th of the 26th, 44. To be accurate.
So yeah, I guess we're heading back to the boat. This decision was made not a second too late, or well, maybe 1 hour too late actually, because the storm was getting worse and worse and worse, and it started to rain, and this calm channel suddenly turned into a large sea, and it was all hands on deck to get safely back on the other side of this now ocean. And well, as the ladies were watching us trying to get back safely to shore, water was coming into the boat, and Darko was already putting his life vest on, and we were prepared to go down under with the ship, that's for sure. I can tell you, it's even more horrible being inside a boat, not being able to do anything besides go with the flow.
I think so. Hey! Come in here! Alright, they're going in right there.
Not a moment too soon, huh? Yeah, that got a little...
5 or 10 minutes later, and we probably would not have made it back to shore. We could have swum. Thank God it went all okay, but yeah, the island of death almost made word of its name. Back on the road, visited a friend there, had a great time, showed us all Dubrovnik. And now we're en route again back to Mostar, and we'll be making our way eventually to Sarajevo, Srebrenica. And we did not leave empty-handed here. Thanks to my friend, he had some really cool pieces from the Yugoslavian war. I never knew I would start collecting this, but after picking up all the relics on the road, I did got interested in it actually. And this is a complete original Yugoslavian helmet, which was found somewhere there in the hills. So it's a piece with history, and also was able to get a nice Croatian buckle. I don't know if you can see it on the video. And he also gave me some cool Croatian war patches from some badass divisions. So yes, my collection is getting extended with the Yugoslavian war. Really cool. And now let's get on the road to see bunkers.